a train is going to pass by. I know I'm here crazy early, but I'm going to read my man Zsa Zsa's book in a minute, right? I'm supposed to be doing that at 1:30. It is now 9:46. Why do I randomly get on the microphone so early? I just don't know. Anyway, back to this review of Midnight 3, A Moment of Silence. It's about our guy, Midnight, Bilal, whatever have you. The kid was born, actually, he's not a kid, he's my age. He was born in 1972, around the same time. So he's, you know, actually, he's more of a Leo because he was born on the 27th, but he was born in July. Greetings, R4, says April. Hello, April. Hi. I'm here discussing Midnight and how I feel, what kind of impact is laid upon me. Now, a little fun fact about Sister Soldier herself. Sister Soldier, when I was a child, I first saw her on TV. I think it was BET somewhere. I know it was somewhere on cable. And I was just enthralled by her. I mean, me being a horny little kid and all, back in 1988, I'm seeing this cute little thing on TV. But she wasn't just this cute little thing. She was a cute little thing with a brain in her head. I couldn't believe what the hell was coming out of her mouth. Now, she was reading off of something, a little cue card she had for herself. This I noticed, because, her eyes was looking a certain way. And it didn't matter because what she was talking about was just some real shit. It was all about black empowerment. And the people, the hosts, whoever might have been there that was interviewing her, was kind of getting at her, like, how do you expect this to ever happen when these black kids are busy joining gangs and beating each other up and things like that? One thing about Sister Soldier is true. She never lost hope in her people. Never. Now, she's a mentor. And all she ever wanted was the best for us. I wish I could play you that little clip. Because she was just the realest thing I've ever seen back in 1988. In 1988, I remember this. She was on some talk show. I forget which it was. I hope it wasn't Donahue or some dumb shit. I know it was a talk show. And she was easily the brainiest one out of all. And it was just amazing. I was just enthralled. I was just mesmerized by the mind of this young lady. And not that much older than me. She was born in 64. Is it 64 or 67? One of those years. She was born in the 60s now. Gotta respect that. Gotta respect your elders. And later then, I saw her in Public Enemy, of all places. I'm like, what is she doing there? You see, that goes to show how real she kept it when she was on the microphone in that talk show. That Chuck D and the rest of that posse said, join us. And sure enough, there she was, preaching her gospel. Sister Soldier. They even pushed out an album for her, right? Look it up. Believe it or not, Sister Soldier was an MC. A great one. I thought she was great. Then, later on down the line, about a couple more years or so, maybe half a decade later, I'd see her, lo and behold, her name on a book. So I'm like, hey, what book is this? No disrespect, it said. No disrespect. Well, okay. So she's writing books now, I say. Not in the hater kind of way. No, truly, not in the hater kind of way. Like, this what she doing now? No. I was mesmerized by that too. Because we're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it real. She was always a writer, you know. She was always a wordsmith. Pat Master. Salute Day Warner. I see you. Welcome aboard to another edition of Ralph Reads Raw. We're going to hang out a little bit more longer tonight because I'm here discussing Midnight 3, A Moment of Silence, everything anybody ever might have liked about the book. Lady Jane Gould. Hello, Monstry. Ciao. How you doing, hon? What's good? We got folks in the house ready to party. And I'm so happy y'all here. Sorry for the damn difficulties. I'm great, Ralph. Good to see you. Yeah, man. Day oneers are doing what they do. Hey, folks, before I get off track, Sister Soldier had this book, a semi-biographical book called No Disrespect. I was just finishing the IG replay. Thank you kindly. I was just telling everybody to come tune in. I was telling folks in my low-life crew, and all the crews, all the teams, to pay attention to upcoming events coming next year. It's going to be on and popping for the Low Life Love and Loyalty Weekend. Try saying that 10 times fast. All right. Big shout to Super Trife. Salute April, says Lady Jane Gould. We're getting to know each other here in the chat. Let's do it, y'all. I want y'all to trade each other's information and handles so that we can keep it a beautiful community. There goes another train. Hello, train. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. We're going to be hanging out tonight, all night. I'm going to be reading my man Jaja N. Menjay's book, Rise and Death, Phase 1 of the Renpet Phenomenon. Rocking with you as much as I can, says Pat Master. Thank you, Day Warner. I'm so appreciative of you. Folks, tune in to The Art of Balance. That's a podcast I got with the folks at Force Fed Digital. Force Fed Digital. Pick up a shirt. Talk to my boys over there at Force Fed Digital for a shirt. As you can see, nice shirt, right? Cool. Nice, right? Cool. It's a nice shirt. Yeah, man. Force Fed Digital. That's my guys over there that gave me a chance to be heard on Apple, Spotify, and what's that other one? Apple, Spotify, and Amazon. Yeah, those are major podcasts showing, major distributors of podcasting and the like. So I'm very thankful. Leave me a nice 5-star rating if you feel the need to show your boy some good love, right? So I don't get canceled on my first season. The Art of Bounce, y'all. Look it up. Need me a Garcia shirt soon enough. Yeah. Look, I'm gonna see about creating all 4 shirts. I got one here. I'm gonna show you that. Let me show you the all 4 shirt. Excuse me. Check this out, right? See that? Boom. Now, I want to make shirts just like this, but I want to make a newer kind. Yeah, I got another one right here. Boom. See? But, you know, this is nice. This is cool. All right? I want to make these in bulk, though, you know? So, I'm going to keep y'all in mind with that, you know what I'm saying? Try to come out with some merch, man. Hey, so, folks, getting back on track with my sister Soldier, right? She was down with Public Enemy. She was rocking with the, long sleeve. Them long sleeves is undefeated. You know what I'm saying? I love long sleeve t-shirts. It's just the greatest. But this shirt's made nice too, though, man. That's my folks from Force Fed Digital, and they had it done through T Public. T Public, nice. So back to Sister Soldier before I forget where I'm going this trajectory. Public Enemy member. Then later made a book called No Disrespect. And I'm like, man, she's a dynamo. She's just talented. She's the shit, right? Then, lo and behold, a couple more years down the line, she comes out with The Coldest Winter Ever. Look, man, you can ask that train that's passing by right now, right? The Coldest Winter Ever became a New York Times bestseller, a crowning achievement for an icon, for somebody I've considered an icon since when I first saw her in 1988 on cable. All right? What a phenomenon. And I'm pretty sure not everybody's heard of her like that. They only heard of her through The Coldest Winter Ever. Now, when she came out with that book, it was just all impact way back in 1999. Sold a couple million books, made a real name for herself, like as if I enjoy the trains passing by in a way sometimes. Oh yeah, they're gonna be featured tonight now because I'm here nice and early for all of y'all, trying to hang out with y'all as much as I can and stuff. And yeah, they'll be here. And you're gonna hear garbage trucks. You're gonna hear ambulances. You're gonna hear dogs, cats, fire trucks, polices. They out here, man. I mean, Hell Barrio, one of the noisiest places in New York City. City life, baby. You better know it. Word to Pat Master. You know I agree. Hey, so Coldest Winter Ever, man, was just everything, right? Millions of books later. Fast forward 15 years, 16 years. Enter me. Looking good, Garcia. Thanks. Appreciate it, Pat Master. A neighbor had asked me, big shout to you, Jess, Lower East Side in effect, right? Says to me, you need to read that book. I'm like, I don't know. Ain't this a female, like from a female's perspective? She goes, I believe in you. I know there's a way you can do it. So I went and found a way to do it. Word to Jesse neighbor, I went and recorded the whole damn thing. I did it. I recorded it. But as I was editing it, I came to what's the word I'm looking for? An epiphany, right? And within this epiphany, I said, you know what, man, maybe it's that time to get a little more creative when you're editing. You remember when you used to rap and you used to try to do a female voice, instead of trying to mimic a female voice, you just recorded the voice with a female cadence and just turned the pitch up. Yeah. So I turned the pitch up. All of the Winters parts, right? Left the man parts alone. And all the woman parts, I just threw it 30 times my voice. 30 times, 40 times the speed. Next thing you know, 3 more years down the line, the shit goes 100,000 views. Straight viral. And because of which, the United Ronin Networks is a good known channel now with 8,500 subscribers plus. It worked though, says Pat Master, right? It worked. Oh my God, did it work? Because that comment section was exploding with comments. And you see it. 100,000 views and 1,000 comments makes for a grand old time. And folks agreeing here saying, Lady J Gould said, oh, that's fire right there. You definitely gave the character's life, says April. You know, and I like to thank my kindergarten teacher who made me fall in love with reading. I mean, the fact that she was beautiful always helped. But the way she used to hold the books and flip the pages and announce the words as she read them made me want to do that. And I thank her, I thank my neighbor, and I thank Sister Soldier for making the United Ronin Networks that much more pliable. I was doing my thing with Donald Goines. You know, I was one of the first guys to read entire audio books, right? Including those of Donald Goines. One of the first. Definitely one of the first to ever try it. Now we got a couple of people, you know, they want to do what I do now. I don't like the way he sounds. I want to read it. Okay, good luck. Competition, but it's only one me. It's only one me. All right, that's it. And I'm going to be the standard everybody goes to. Because after all, why go to Audible when my voice is the most recordable? All right? So, back to Sister Soldier. A coldest winter ever. Nobody reads like you, Ralph, says Lady Jane Gould. Tell them, Monster. Let them know. Sure. You know, I may be getting on in age. I might be dated in some aspects, but you know what, man? No one would ever read like me. Now, subsequent episodes, you know, the 2, the 3, the 4, I made them all the way to 6. Okay, so they have each got to reach the 50K level. Some videos move faster than others, and that's fine. Look, it's enough for me to earn a small stipend every month now. So with that being said, I'm endlessly thankful to Miss Sister Soldier. Now, I read Midnight 1. I've also read Midnight 2 and Midnight 3. Now, Midnight 1 was called A Gangster Love Story. A guy, you know, basically minding his own business, he's always had, comes along from the Sudan with his mom, who was pregnant at the time. Little kid, not even 7 yet type shit. And, you know, dressed in the little kufi, little dusty shoes, and had to learn the hard way about growing up in this side of the hood since he was a little kid up in the projects in Brooklyn, right? Fast forward, you know, turns into a young man, 13 years, 14 years of age, getting himself in good shape, good nutrition. Let's just say, Sister Soldier's dream, man. It took me a little bit to get on board with the voice changes, etc. But one night long ago, I was listening to the channel in the dark, going to sleep, and it all came alive to me in my mind. Been all for it ever since, says Pat Master. Thank you. That's honest right there, man. I could appreciate that honesty right there. You know, your voice is midnight, says April. That means the world. You know, midnight. Yeah, man. When I read midnight, you know, as I do, I read as midnight in 50 years of age, because he is 50, like me. 51. He was born in 72, right? So he will be 52, 51 now, just like me. So as I read these stories as a little kid, you know, I'm obviously reading as the adult that I am. I couldn't imagine anyone else reading it, says Lady J. Ghoul. And Pat Master says, golden voice, that man right there at the chat. Thank you, y'all. This is why I need to do this more often than not, because y'all make me feel good about myself doing this. And I just wanted to impress y'all. Now then, more about Midnight being 51 years of age. I think by that time he might have did his thing with, might have done his thing with, no, let me get the story straight. At 51 years of age, maybe his marriage is up to par or whatever the case may be there. All right. Then he, like, again, he was this 14, 15-year-old kid minding his business again. And please, right at Lady Jane Gould, Pat Master, I love you all like cooked food. We're going to hang out today, I promise you. We're going to be here some hours, because I'm going to be reading my man Jaja and Med J's book, Rise in Death. This is it. I'm getting it ready, but I ain't going to start that yet. It's all about Sister Soldier right now. Now, Sister Soldier, man, like, you know, upon introducing this character, now, unfortunately, some people could tell that a woman has written this book trying to see it from a man's perspective, which is why I lent it that much more masculinity, if that makes any kind of sense, to female words. Whatever, man. You have to respect the fact that she's writing as a man. Don't see it as a woman writing as a man, because that's what she was doing. She was writing as a man, bro. Like, you know, what else can I say? She's not a man, so there's no way she can accentuate being a man, but she was trying her best with her words, man. She figures she was that creative to do so. I agree. I think she's a fucking dynamo. I said it. All right. So, upon reading these books, Midnight getting to know Akemi, meeting her in Chinatown, and the like, gotten enough finesse in to make her father sign the agreement to let him marry his daughter, then later on changed his mind. I hope I'm not spoiling it for y'all, because this is for those that obviously had listened to the stories I told right here in the channel. So this is not for those looking to hear Midnight in his infancy, because you're going to have to tune in to the previous episodes for that. This is not that. This is post-mortem, all of it. And I call post-mortem because I finished the story dead, done, out of here. All right? I've read officially 3 midnight novels here on the channel. That's what I'm trying to say. And post-mortem, here I am discussing it. And if you're here, you're going to get spoiled. So I suggest you be out and tune into to the episodes that I got laid for you. It's a guaranteed fun read, I promise you. Now then, back to Midnight and how his wife got kidnapped by her father. It stops him to the point like, yo, why the hell do I have to go through this when I didn't want to go through this? Which is true. He didn't want to go through this. He was busy minding his business until he fell in love. Once he fell in love, he was forced to get out of his element and go find this woman, which leads us to part 2. Midnight and the Meaning of Love is the name of that book. Here's a fun fact. Sister Soldier originally was going to call that book Word is Bond. I don't know why she changed it to Midnight and the Meaning of Love, but that's what happened, says Lady J. Gould. You know, another train is passing by. Hello, train. You know, when you are in the mood for it, it's rather soothing in a way. Big up to Pat Master for letting me see it that way. Okay then, part 2. Midnight and the Meaning of Love. My man straight went to Japan with it. He had to cash in a few trinkets to make it happen, but he's done it. He got himself scared up enough cash to make that excursion, to make that expedition happen. So that's exactly what he did. Went over to, what is that, Kyoto? Or is it Tokyo? Well, he went to one of them shits, right? And encounters a young lady by the name of Chiesa on his flight to Japan. In midair. Done fell in love with her. First glance he saw. That's what happened. She fell in love with him. First glance she saw. And there they were in the plane, didn't even speak one word to each other, and they're in love already. How? I'll tell you how. Love is finicky like that. Take it from an old dude, I know. Love's crazy. And here he was pursuing his original wife. Original wife. Did I just say original wife? His first wife, yeah. Because later on down the line, hey, Spurt Low. 2 L's to my guy. Huh? Two L's to my man from Australia, Spurt Low, ULL, for life. Lo vida todavía. My guy. It's my man. Everyone say what up to my man, Spurt Low. One of my day oneers. One of my polo lovers. Huh? ULL. Low life. All life. I want you all to trade each other's handles, man, so we can be this Ronin gang community and push forward, man. I need you all to ride with me so we could be that community under unity. Yeah, boss. Anyways, low down my day one says Spurt Low. 2 L's. 2 L's. Love and loyalty. So then, keeping this pushing, we're talking about Midnight and how he made the whole excursion going to Japan. And yeah, that's what happens. Love. Huh? Love. Exactly. Because why were they acting the fool when they finally touched down to Japan at the airport? They meet each other on the customs line. And again, mind you, he wasn't there to meet anybody. He was there to pursue his wife. But he ends up meeting this person, Chiesa, who later turns into his second wife. Talk about finesse. I'm not going to spoil the rest of that story. Y'all going to have to tune into that. But then, here's what happens. He marries Chiesa, finally gets his hands on Akemi, and with both wives in tow, on their way back to the States. Notice I said the States and not the United States. I took the liberty of writing a foreword or preface of sorts to my man Jaja and Medjay's Rising Death novel. Now, I didn't ask him permission to do that, but I'm hoping it sounds sweet enough that he let me do it, right? I figured I'd have a little fun with it because his novel is based in Nova City, well into the future. But we're not talking about that now. We're talking about midnight right now. We'll talk about Jaja and Medjay's Rising Death book a little while later. Now let's talk about Midnight 3. A moment of silence. Our favorite threesome. They make it to Brooklyn. You know, Pat Master says, "Spurt low, what's good with it?" 2 L's, love and loyalty is what it's all about with that guy. So there they are back in Brooklyn. For the most part, Akemi is back doing her studies, going back and forth to school, keeping it scholastic, while Chiesa is more of a ride and die with, you know. However, her father's still a very looming presence in her life, to the chagrin of our Midnight, our protagonist, to her father's antagonist. And my daughter, who's an avid reader of these books, salute to you, books, mwah. I'd have to agree with her when she says, "Dad, not for nothing, you know how you kind of fell in love with the prospect of him finding Akemi with Chiesa? That was cool, right? That was like the shit, right?" And I said, yeah, I'd have to agree with that. It was such a beautiful Shakespearean love story. But then she says, look, man, like this here book, she's a lot more detached. For some reason, way more subdued than Chiesa is. Chiesa is all over this story. I'm like, really? Like, Chiesa all of a sudden turned into his number one chick, and Akemi became suddenly secondary, it seems. I'm like, nah, no. But as I read the pages of Midnight 3, A Moment of Silence, which you can tune into right now, right here on this channel, I'd have to agree. Like, wow, like, Akemi wasn't really a part of the story like that. Not like Chiesa was featured. Now, if you are an avid Soldier Books fan like I am, you will know that she's on her way to writing a 4th Midnight book. Who knows when she might finish that, but writing novels do take a while, especially the many pages she liked to write. Hey, Sister Soldier, don't forget to phonetically spell out those words. I be having a problem with that. She be putting a word I've never seen before in my life, and it's like, what does that say? You know? So, I'm going to tell you, you know, he's got himself into some situations where he landed himself in Rikers Island. And while he was in Rikers Island, we encountered some chaotic situations, as you would any given day on there, on that island, Rikers Island. You notice how I stuttered, because, bruh, I could just sit here in the dark and just picture any random scene and hear the wolves crying out in those echoey hallways, and I'm back in there again. PTSD status, I guess. But as he was talking about his adventures on the island, there were some cool parts, like, you know, when it was in the classroom, right? And, you know, the teacher had asked them to use the vocabulary words they've learned on the board and see what they could come up with, right? Words, says Pat Master said, and said, so therefore, you know, one of the guys who were on there started to rap, right? And I have to find this. You know, this is so hilarious. Hold on, let me look for it. It's a short. Let me see. Yeah, I got you. Listen to this.
Let me tell you a little story about a bitch I know. If you think what I'm thinking, you know she a the bitch look good, pretty and clean, sexiest young thing you ever seen. I pushed up on her and turned on my charm. Knew I'ma look good with that bitch on my arm. She smiled like she liked me and agreed with my talk. She laughed at my jokes, said she liked how I walk. She was my girl, and I was her man. So why that bitch had my brother's dick in her hand? Bitch said she was sorry, liked him all along. Said she didn't mean to use me and she knew she was wrong. She said she liked him better. He was older and bolder, more money in his pockets and his style was colder. Bitch said yes to me so she could get closer to him, to him. My brother treat her foul, f her and beat her. Said she wasn't worth shit. But he hurt her real bad, so I went and got him. He's my brother, my blood, but word of mother, I shot him. Now we both locked up. I'm thinking, what the f is it? The that I love, she only pays him a visit. Bitch puts money on his books, buys him clothes and kicks. I'm in the green jumper, bitch ain't buy me shit. Let me tell you a little story.
That's just, see, that's further proof that Sister Soldier can write some bars. That was all Sister Soldier. It's all love and loyalty. And then boom, most definitely, says Pat Master. And Nefe G, I hope I pronounced that right. Nefe G, bro, I'm trying to understand how you sound like the voice in my head when I read books. Every Donald Goines book you read reminds me of when I learned about him and the power of storytelling through words. Nefe G, Pat Master salutes thee. Nephew, okay, nephew. Okay, Nephew G, salute to you. And please pardon that I disrespected, the pronunciation of your name, and I won't do that again, Nephew G. And see, that makes me smile. That adds even more fuel to the battery in my back. Facts. Now then. Again, man, all love, brother, Nephew G says. Salute. Again, y'all, please trade each other's communities and your handles and connect with each other on IG and FB and right here on the channel, man, and get to know one another. I want to build this strong community. Love and loyalty. Feel me? Ronin Gang, Crew RG, the whole shebang, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yes. So let's talk more about this book, man. This book. When they were in jail, again, the kid was rhyming. I got a couple of those times. There was another time when what's his name? My God, trains. When whoa, get out of here! Those trains be shaking up the building. I swear to God. Anyways, Amir became a DJ and playing some tunes. And folks, I want y'all to help me out here because I'm trying to put together an original musical soundtrack. And please tell me what songs y'all might have encountered along the way. Like, for instance, I think I might have seen John Coltrane's I know I've seen one of his songs there. Let me see. My Favorite Things. I think I've seen that. Art of Noise, Moments of Love is another song. Nucleus, Jam on It. John's on Crew, Play at Your Own Risk. Hashim, Al Nafish, Pat Benatar, Love is a Battlefield. Cyndi Lauper, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Enough Respect by Shelly Thunder, I think. Or is it Lady Saw? I forget. But I know it's that reggae song, a couple of reggae songs. That Too Much song, that doing it and doing it and doing it well. Here's another fun fact for you. That same girl was featured on the LL track of the same title. Actually, it's not the same title. It's the original one by Too Much, featuring LaShawn, was called Wild Thing, whereas LL Cool J's one is called Doing It. Diamond in the Back by Willie D. Yeah, bruh. Diamond in the Back. Let me write that. Diamond in the Back by William D. Is that one of the tracks you heard or that was featured in the novels? Diamond in the Back. Shoot, I'll even put it just on the strength of it, because that's just a hard ass track. That track is gangster. Now let me read these before they get too out of hand. I'm convinced I went to county jail to discover Daddy Cool by Donald Goines. Wow. That's hype. That's what's up. I discovered Donald Goines in jail as well. God puts us where we need to be every minute of every day. Believe that. Amen to that, Pat. Nephew G says Diamond in the Back. Nah, but it should have been. I'm going to just throw that shit in my soundtrack because I'm going to make me a little mixtape featuring, all the Sister Soldier situations involving Midnight and whatever him, his crew, his women might have been through, and all the songs featured in the Midnight Saga, as I like to call it. We're hanging out tonight. We're hanging out all night, man. We're going to be discussing Midnight 3, A Moment of Silence, this review. I'm going to be honest, man. I think the book's length, you know what I'm saying? The book's length is to be expected. She had about a good 600 or so pages. Me as well, says Nephew G, discovered Kenyatta and Donald in county jail here in Indianapolis. Salute to the Midwest, Indianapolis. I think about y'all all the time. That train says hello too. Now then, I hope y'all hear me. Can y'all hear me? All right. Apparently, I gotta charge this. That's fine. Can y'all hear me? 1 2 1 2. I got it on a regular mic now. 1 2 1 2. Can y'all hear me? Salute and greetings from Tucson, Arizona. Wow, look at that. We got all these kind of places loud and clear. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm glad because I had to turn off this microphone, unfortunately, because it just conked out on me. All right. Let's put this on a charger so I may use it some other time. I'm glad y'all still hanging out with me. All right, y'all. I'm glad y'all can hear me. 1 2 1 2 in the place to be. We're talking about Midnight 3. And again, lots of adventure. The length of the book was to be expected because she's a writing dynamo. But I was underwhelmed. Till the end, my friend, says Lady J. Gould. We in, Pat Master say. Hey, okay, let's go to the end of the day. Folks, I have to be honest again. The impact that the coldest winter ever had on me was ill. The impact Midnight 1 had on me was pretty ill itself. Like, wow, it left me wanting more. Part 2 was like, okay, he finally got what he came for and more. Now he's back home. Part 3, he did a deed, had to do what he needed to do to defend and protect the innocent. That's what he did, you know. Only to go away, right? He went away. He's going to be doing some time. I mean, he did the little bit of time that he was doing. But you see, I had expected something else to happen, which didn't. Upon reading Midnight's character in The Coldest Winter Ever, which he's featured pretty prominently in that novel, I've read some things in that paperback that suggested he was in jail at one time due to the letters they were writing each other, Bilal and Sister Soldier. And Bilal, who's Midnight, had told her he was R-worded. And that they forced his mom to deliver contraband to the jail, or else he was going to get R-worded again, or whatever the case may be. All the ugliness I expected to see in the moment of silence suddenly wasn't there. Him in jail this time around, he was a powerhouse. No one was fucking with him. He was the Dawn. He was an organizer. The fuck? But when I read Midnight in A Coldest Winter Ever, he was R-worded repeatedly, violently, brutally. At the way he put it. And I didn't get none of that in the moment of silence. Why? Does that suggest this might have been a time before another time he went to jail? Because what's going on here? What happened to him? I thought he was gonna, I thought his manhood was compromised, which it wasn't in this time around. I was kind of heated at that. I'm like, did Sister Soldier change her mind? What was it all a dream? Did he lie to her in those letters? You know, a lot of questions. A lot of questions. So, upon reading more and more, and the thinner the pages got, I knew I wasn't going to get the scene readers like myself and those that, you know, had a following for a coldest winter ever, the coldest winter ever, excuse me, were probably just as disappointed as I was. As a fact, I expected that scene, man. Now, maybe we might get it another time. I don't know. But that part. And then, you know, it could have been written with a little more desperation. Because what I mean by that is his lawyer kept coming over saying to him, okay, these cops, they don't have anything on you, but they're trying to give you this much time. And since they don't got a certain amount of evidence here in this way, they talking about giving you less time. And why take any time at all if no one has any evidence on you, right? There goes that. Then he decides to take the shortest amount of time that she kept giving him. Why the short time? It should, that part should have remained desperate. Like, damn, bro, they're not talking, they really trying to throw 10 joints at you at least, you know. Keep it a little more realistic. You know what I'm saying? So that part was kind of, it kind of pissed me off, to be honest, you know, with the way they were handling things legally. I think she should have consulted with an actual factual Rikers Island guy, like me. Maybe I could have told her something different, maybe something a little more less ill-advised, if that makes sense. You know, talk to somebody that's actually been in C73, C74, HDM, OBCC, and see about some input from them to make the story that much more realistic, even though she did keep it real in some aspects of the jail and, you know, the hole and the COs and what have you. Okay. But when it came to the legalities of it, the legalese, if you will, that should have been discussed with a jailhouse lawyer. My opinion. Only my opinion. You know? Now, whoever was relaying information about this did keep it real with her. All right? They did their homework, their research properly, not taking anything away from that. I'm just saying. It should have had a little more spice. I was thrown off with that too, says A.B. Jax. See? And I'm pretty sure we're not the only ones sitting here discussing that. Like, what the hell happened? Nephew G says, anyone within the DOC system across America, as long as they are part of us, could have gave a perception and insight of the experience they had and survived through on the system. Hey, Nordic ET, highly favored, the crew RG in the house. Wagwan, big man. Wagwan are you, love? I'm so happy to see you. Everybody give a big shout to the Jamaican resident, Nordic ET, highly favored. And Nephew G says, it could have been more intense. Pat Master says, hey, B. Jax, good evening to you. Wagwan say Nordic ET to everyone here in the chat with all her colors in her native flag, and it's all love from here in New York City and some places in the States as well as the Caribbean. I love it. Salute Nordic, says Lady Jane Gold. Yeah, man. Oh man, listen. yeah, man, like I was saying, bro, uh, I think she did good in certain aspects of it, especially the graphic violence that is also portrayed there. But again, she should have maybe got with somebody that was actually locked up. Someone with a little more insight. And I think the legalese could have been better. The bullshit of the back and forth, it should have been more of a carrot on a stick type situation. Even though Midnight still wasn't spilling no beans, he wasn't saying shit to not one person. There goes a lesson. Now that's the one thing you could take away from all of the books. There's always millions of dollars worth of gain. Always. Millions of dollars worth of gain on Midnight 1, Midnight 2, and Midnight 3. Look it up. They're all well written and hidden within the pages. You're going to learn something about business, about vending machines, about gold, about taxes. Yeah, she got jewels. She got jewels that she peppered here and there on purpose, turning the love story into some sort of manual of life that we ought to be paying attention to. I've learned a lot from Sister Soldier books, and I'm very thankful. I'm very grateful to have learned so much. Again, Midnight 3 out of a possible 4, as in all 4, I'm going to have to give it 275. Simply because I was taken away by what was missing, or should I say, what we all thought we was going to get. Love them stories you can't just make up, knowing someone had to experience that shit. That's a fact. Okay? And speaking of that, please tune in to The Art of Bounce, where I actually tell actual stories. I change the names and places to protect the innocent, but the stories are very real. Low key, a roadmap out of the hood, or at least to spark to make the move to make it better. I agree with Nephew G. Facts, man, facts. Listen, y'all have to understand what Sister Soldier been trying to do was always trying to uplift her people. Now, as you course through the novel, yes, the game is tight. That in itself makes it 3 stars, should I say. I give it 275 because I was underwhelmed with certain aspects that I was expecting, which I didn't get, and also certain aspects where I just knew I was going to see something and I didn't. Another aspect where the ending was lackluster. Yeah, the ending was a little lackluster. I won't spoil it for those that haven't tuned in to the later episodes, because I've recorded for the most part on Ralph Reads Raw, and I finally put those in members only. So if you're down with the RG crew, then you can watch it. If you're not, then you're not. You're just gonna have to wait till it comes on the TV 14 version. And so far, I am editing episode 18. That's gonna take a while because I recorded 2 hours, so it's gonna take another week before I'm finished with that one. The finale will probably get done by maybe the end of the month, and hopefully you get the first episode of Rising Depth in TV 14 form at maybe the end of the month, if not the beginning of the month. But I definitely will read you the raw version of Rising Depth here tonight, raw, October 11th, 2023. Now, I'm very thankful for y'all tuning in right now. Because believe me, man, this is monumental. I'm about to hook up my man, Jean Medjay, right? An up-and-coming writer. You know, he got himself a nice string of these books. Very entertaining from the looks of it. It sounds like he does music too. I think a chapter was skipped at one point. Chapter 4 before chapter 3 on one occasion, if I recall correctly. And you're right, I had to fix that real quick. But now, if you go back, everything's fixed. he just made mention of that. You know, I made it right. I made it right as much as I could. But yeah, I fixed it the best way I can, and thank God that I did it that way. You know, because now I can always go back to make sure, because I always have to listen back to all the recordings, and believe me, each episode I must have heard at least 100 times each. That's no lie. So folks, while you wait on these episodes, please go to Apple, Spotify, or Amazon and look up the Art of Bounce podcast. So this way, you know, you're not stuck waiting too long, you know what I'm saying, and get your Ralph Reed feel on the Art of Bounce. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling actual factual stories. The names and names and places have been changed though. That's the only thing. Other than that, the violence, the blood, the smoke, all real, all of it. Yeah, man. So far, I got like 6, 7 episodes up in there. Check them out, y'all. Check them out, man. Brought to you by Force Fed Digital. You can check out their other podcasts. They got real entertaining stuff like From Common Sense to Nonsense. Then there's My Bronx Story. Now, if you want to listen to the nitty gritty, New York City, shitty part of the Bronx, listen in to those podcasts. Nice. I'm going to check after that. Lady J. Google, please leave a nice rating, a nice review, please, so, you know, these folks over at Force Fed Digital see there's a little activity going, and, you know, they don't call me lazy and end up kicking me before the first season is done. Kicking me out before the first season is done. So thank you for all that you do here, Ronin Gang. You know I will, says Lady Jane Gould. Find it right now. You know what I'm saying? Just go to your little, you can go on Google and search it. You'll find the Art of Bounce podcast, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Spotify. It's on those 3 major platforms, which is a real big deal to me. That was like the first time you ever heard my voice in any other platform other than YouTube, which is, I guess, a very big deal. And I thank you very much. I'm so happy that y'all joined me in that adventure. So look for the Art of Bounce. It's its own standalone channel here on YouTube as well, if you would like to subscribe to that, and as well as Apple, Amazon, and Spotify. Now then, Midnight 3, to close that out again, out of a possible 4. Because of the hard work, I give it 3 stars, but because I was disillusioned with it, I'm knocking a quarter of a star down to 2.75. And that's my rating. I mean, out of a possible 5, I'll still give it a 2.75. I would, out of a possible 5. Now, I usually rate it possible 4, as in all 4. But as a possible 5 out of a top 10, okay, a top 10, 7.5. Right? Out of 10 stars or 10 being the greatest rating, 7.5. And that 7.5 was very hard earned. But a couple of aspects, there goes that word again, had lost me within that shuffle, which took away from me a little bit. Excuse me. And I wasn't with that. I really wasn't. I didn't like the way it ended. It could have ended a little better than that. I mean, if that's what she was going for, then I guess, but nah, wasn't for me. I'm just being honest. It wasn't for me. Sister Soldier went ahead to write more books. She's written Life After Death after that one, and I heard that was pretty lackluster as well. I want to see that on my own. Now, obviously, I'm not going to read another Sister Soldier book this year, but the next time I do, I'm going to put it out there to see which Sister Soldier book will be, in fact, the next one I read. No disrespect. A deeper love inside. The Portia story. Life and Death. That's 3. Yeah, that's the 3. Out of those 3, we'll see which Sister Soldier book is next. And after I read my guy Jaja and Med J's book, we're going to see what Donald Goines' book. No, actually, I was supposed to read Gentleman Pimp. That's right. After Jaja and Med J's Rise in Depth Phase 1 of the Renpet phenomenon, I'm going to read, mark my words today so that I don't make a mistake later, I'm going to read Gentleman Pimp. Now, big up to my guys, all my peoples in the Midwest. I see y'all fuck with me. I'll be checking y'all out on my analytics and the algorithms, the way they spin. They always tell me where the most listeners are at, and a lot of folks from Detroit, from Chicago, Indianapolis. Big up to y'all, man. I love y'all. I fucks with y'all so heavy. All right, all my peoples in surrounding areas, Minnesota, Ohio, the Great Lakes, Canada, that area over there, Michigan, all over Michigan and shit. Bro, I'm definitely cool with all of y'all out there. Word. Hell yeah. Big up to y'all in a big way. And big up to Arizona. Love across the states. Yes. Some of us are more united than others, sad to say. Oh, okay, let me see. Okay, let me write. I was finishing this. I didn't even finish this. It's the intro to Rising Depth. I introduce a story by Jaja and Med J. I got a Swamp Man copy here too on my bookshelf waiting for a read along as well. No pressure. Okay, now after Gentleman Pimp, Donald Goines will be the next in line. No mistake about that. Okay, to be continued there. I introduce a story by Jaja and Med J. Okay. I can't wait. Okay, I'm finished with that. Woo! I gotta wipe the sweat off my brow. Getting ready to just take this in and read Rising Depth, Phase 1 of the Renpet phenomenon. All right. Now, folks, I'm going to share with y'all, like I said before, a little preface that I've written for this. Now, I'm not sure if this door is going to, even allow me to write this preface. And, yeah, time for a cool drink. You ain't lying about that. Mm. 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 All right. That felt great. Okay. Let me see here. Make sure the mic work. One, two, 1, 2. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yo, yo. There we go. Skip that. Open that. 1, 2, 1, 2. Wait. That's not right. That ain't right. Hey. Sorry about that. Okay. Audio setup, recording devices, the Scarlets. Boom, boom, boom. Yo. Okay, yeah, that works. Mic sounds nice. It's gotten to the point where I could see the graph and could tell how it sounds. Isn't that crazy? When you do years of editing, shit becomes second nature. All right, I gotta get ready. Let's get professional. Train, of course, the train got something to say. We in this. All right, y'all. Here we go. We're doing this. All right. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, perfect. Don't need these. Let's go. Hello. Wait. Yeah, that's a little too low. There we go. Let's try that again. Hello, and welcome to Ralph Reads, brought to you by TURN, the United Ronin Networks. My name is Ralph Anthony Garcia, also known as R4, the legal, loyal, regal, royal Ronin Ralph, your master of ceremonies. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, join the channel starting at 99 cents per month for exclusive members-only content. Subscribe to the music channel at RGMC 2407 and pay a visit to the Art of Bounce on YouTube as well as on Force-Fed Digital via Apple, Amazon, and Spotify. Damn train. via Apple, Amazon, and Spotify. Jesus Christ, don't this block ever shut up? Via Apple, Amazon, and Spotify. Don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend to tune in to TURN, the United Ronin Networks. We are Ronin. Tonight on Ralph Reads, I introduce a story by Jaja and Medjay called Rising Depth, Phase 1 of the Renpet phenomenon. The longest, coldest winter gets even more intense when I let the reading commence. Be a self-sustained. Here we go. That R4 spot though. Thank you, brethren. Excuse me. Be a self-sustaining sun amongst harmonious stars. Be a self-sustaining sun amongst harmonious stars. Rising depth. Oh, let me not forget this. Forward. We now live. This is written by me, by the way. My little writing skill. Check this out. Forward. We now live in the divided states of the District of Columbia. The Republican right wing and the leftist liberal Democrats have successfully seceded into two countries. So many changes have taken place, as you might imagine. For example, the coveted splitting up of the state of California into 6 states: Jefferson, North California, Silicon Valley, Central California, West California, and South California. Washington State split into the western side and Washington State split into two. The western side is still Washington, but the eastern side had become the state. Oh, come on now. I didn't even record this. Okay. What the fuck? What the hell happened? 1 second, y'all. Whoa. One second, y'all. God damn it. Let me guess. Ah, you son of a bitch. Oh, you fucking pussy. Can you get the fuck out of my face? Oh my God, this little annoying little shit that just stopped my recording in its tracks. You piece of shit. Get the fuck out of here. Wow, this shit caused my whole recording to fuck up. Can you stop that? Oh my God, I hate this shit. Wow, this is fucked up, bro. I don't need this. Come on. Oh my God. I gotta record that whole thing all over. Ah, damn. Hello? Oh, what the hell? Bro, wow, what the fuck's going on here? Wow, this is amazing. No. Start again. Quit this. Right? Don't fuck with me. Open. Open. That's not cool, y'all. I'm so sorry about that. No. We're doing this right now. 1, 2, 1, 2. And I mean 1, 2. Motherfucking right. Let's try it again. Shit. Wow, man. Shit happens, right? Right here on Ralph Reed's Raw. Hello, and welcome to Ralph Reed's, brought to you by TURN, the United Ronin Networks. My name is Ralph Anthony Garcia, also known as R4, the legal, the loyal, the regal, the royal, Ronin Ralph. Ronin Ralph, your master of ceremonies. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Join the channel starting at 99. Join the channel starting at 99 cents per month for exclusive members only content. Subscribe to the music channel at RGMC 2407 and pay a visit to the Art of Bounce on YouTube as well as on force-fed digital via Apple, Amazon, and Spotify. Don't forget to tell a friend to tune in to TURN, the United Ronin Networks. We are Ronin. Tonight on Ralph Reads, I introduce a story by Jaja and Medjay called Rising Depth, Phase 1 of the Renpet phenomenon. The longest, coldest winter gets even more intense when I let the reading commence. Forward. Forward. We now live in the divided states of the District of Columbia. No more America. Goddamn train. Shit. God, these trains are disrespectful. Forward. divided states of the District of we now live in the divided states of the District of Columbia. The Republican right wing and the leftist liberal Democrats have successfully seceded into two countries. So many changes have taken place, as you might imagine. For example, the coveted splitting up of the state of California into 6 states: Jefferson, North California, Silicon Valley, Central California, West California, and South California. Washington state split into 2. The western the, the western side is still Washington, but the eastern side has become the state of Lincoln. Tell me y'all heard that disgusting, violent train passing by. One last example I'll share is where this story takes place in what was formerly the state of New York. It has split into so many new states that the former state is barely recognizable with all its new borders. West New York, Long Island, Staten Island, Manhattan are now states. Queens and Brooklyn are now part of Long Island State. Queens and Brooklyn, the former boroughs of Queens and Brooklyn, are now part of Long Island State. The once inhabitable Hart Island is now home to folks who were forced out of their homes due to the enormous cost of rent and into these housing projects of sorts. Ward's Island is once again renamed Welfare. Ward's Island, it's once again named Welfare Island, for many housing projects were constructed there as well as to house the many displaced. I shared these facts and truths with you to make this point. Stay alert. Try not to blink, at least for too long. Your entire world, as you know it, will change in just that length of time. A snap of a finger, a wink of an eye. Be thankful for routine instead of taking it all for granted. Preface by Ralph Anthony Garcia. Or is that a foreword? Foreword by Ralph Anthony Garcia. Chapter 1. 6 a.m. Shit. It's freezing under her bed. Keeping my body crunched up in the ball, tensing up for heat without making any. It's freezing under her bed. Keeping my body crunched up in the ball, tensing up for heat without making any noise isn't easy against her cold ass floor. I can't remember too many times something like this happened to me. Needed to be quiet and still underneath a mattress. The last few years, not counting the time spent in those cramped and poorly lit shelters during RP events, it was me, always on the move, never stopping for rest. And for what? All that crap only amounts to 4 years of SUNY turned up, walking around the campus in the fog, landing a nowhere job at landing a nowhere job at Directive Living after graduation. And me being stuck under here. There's nothing There's nothing in front of my eyes but the darkness of night staring right back at me. Luckily, I didn't Luckily, I don't get all dizzy without something to look at. The throbbing in my head is an almost tolerable running off the mouth friend. The sake, the sake and so, the sake and soju won't come down off my breath though. The stink keeps running back into my nose every time I try to gently breathe out my mouth. How long do I have to be sandwiched up between the hell on the floor and the weight coming down on me, what was supposed to be my heaven? I really thought she was mine. How could she do this to me? Heaven and hell? Neither are really my beliefs, so why even think about it like that? Instead, I think about the 30 minutes of over 100 places on my skin irritating the mess out of me, just pushing me to give myself away by just pushing me to give myself away by scratching. Ignoring it only makes it worse, even itchier each time the morning's cold drafts of air run over my body. I'm gonna get a cold if this keeps up. Hate the winter, even more the POS landlords for turning the heat off after 1 a.m. Bastards. Damn. I just want to be able to move. At least my shoulders or something. At this point, whether it's pins and needles or just plain old itchy skin, it's too hard to tell, especially as a man who's been through all sorts of shit in college and even more on the streets. Some tight situations left scars on my body, the rest somewhere in my head. Not all of them healed, and only a few were resolved. But one thing I could never bear was a stubborn old itch. That was the worst thing someone could sit through. Even squirming just enough for my skin to rub against this coarse ass rug isn't doing it for me. Can't keep taking these drafts. Please, please don't let me sneeze. Wait a minute. They stopped talking. What's going on up there? This is so humiliating. What the What kind of stand-up dude will let this happen to them? Fuck! Fuck! There was no one to turn. There was no one to turn to for help or comfort either. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Yeah, appreciated the upbringing, or the lack of it. Other people get to lean on a God up in the sky somewhere. Other people get to lean on a God up in the sky somewhere, to the point that they can gain some solace. But not me. Oh no. Being raised in the Kemetic system without being allowed to lean on the Netcheru or even the ancestors for tight situations always sucked. Mom and Dad made sure no God concept or God complex ever entered my train of thought, which made it easier for other things to enter. A whole lot of things. Man up! Stop acting like a little bitch right now! The moan comes through the mattress as if her lips are pressed against my ear. At least it helps me to keep everything in perspective. Otherwise, this whole thing will be one long psychotic episode. Now, there's more moaning into groaning. It keeps vibrating past the mattress and against my back, literally rubbing it in. But he is rubbing it in the lady I thought was mine. This can't be happening. Achy and so sleepy. I want to yawn so bad, so tired. 7 a.m. Huh? Wow. Glad I didn't spill out my mouth with my eyes flicked open. Asleep. Fell asleep. What the hell? Who does that in this type of situation? Damn! Everything is numb. Well, it feels that way from the neck down. I can't even move to shake my legs out a little. At least the worn lace of the dust skirt allows me to see the faint beams of the early sun dragging across the floor. I'm getting all mesmerized by the specks of dust flitting about in its light. It's morning. It's morning. Something has got to give, and soon. It must be getting close to 7 a.m. Need to be getting to work soon. Oh, wait. I think I can use this one for this. You have 1 hour before the 8. You have 1 hour before the 8 a.m. express. Between the popping and stabs of treble, scraping against my eardrums, the cybertrance from my iPlant struggles with its garbage 6G tech to be clear. Look at all this shit around me. You never know what lies under a person's bed until forced underneath it, especially when one side of your face is pressed up against a rug that feels like it's never been vacuumed. To make matters worse, there's the stench that's crept into my nose for the past hour or so. At first, the slight scent of food was nothing to be bothered with, just what was there. But the grittiness from the rug has had time to get further into my skin, with my nose just sitting there figuring out different smells that are rotting, turning my stomach even further. It stinks! I want to throw up. Shit. Moved the wrong way. Muscles cramped up in my lower back like something had bit into it. All this is becoming too much. Okay. It's slowly letting go. Are those scattered fast food wrappers around me? Edie Shack, Donut Hut, King's Chicken? Damn, her diet is horrible. No wonder she menstruates for so long. Some rappers, even in the lack of light, looked like they had pieces of food stuck in them. Train. Like them neighbors up with that loudspeaker. They should be so lucky. Could you imagine knowing Ralph's work and channel and hearing his sessions through the walls? Exactly. Some rappers, even in the lack of light, looked like they had pieces of food stuck in them. Come to think of it, I could feel some bits of food mashed into tufts of the rug. For real though? You must be kidding me. How come I didn't see this shit about her? Wait, how come I didn't see this before about her? Does she eat on the bed and toss garbage under it? There's a trash can right next to the dresser. What the fuck? Get on your knees and poke that ass out, growled the dude that I was abruptly told about in the not too distant past. His voice all heated and heavy. Loose screws and bolts in the bed frame started to sound like the up Metro Express hitting a bad stretch of track. Is that the post slamming into the wall? Is that sheetrock breaking and tumbling down inside of it? Fuck! Fuck! My back again! Gotta chill! Relax! Let it go! Me and this chick is done! I'm feeling all sorts of nasty. I want to scrub the mess out of my tongue and nutsack. All the heavy pounding and smacking of flesh on flesh is muffled by the mattress, but still loud enough to take stabs at my chest. This dude must be tall and heavy. This dude must be tall and heavy. Got me ducking areas of the bed, sinking in all over the place like a game of whack-a-mole. Oh, yes, harder, harder! She never made those soft pants for me. They just pouring effortlessly out of her fucking mouth for this dude. She never made those soft pants for me. They just pouring effortlessly out her mouth for this dude. She gave me none of that enthusiasm. I sigh, but not too loud. I'm gonna train. Damn, these trains are annoying. Now y'all see why I record after 2:30. I sigh, but not too loud. I'm gonna try to move around a bit, get some blood pumping into these numbed up arms and legs that didn't seem attached to me anymore. Just in case this fucked up situation leads me to having to thump. Just in case this fucked up situation leads me to having to thump, I want to be ready. Maybe I could stretch out too. Literally under there humping and get my fingers to my neck. Glad my nails don't get trimmed down all that much, because they and my fingers are scratching all these itches to death. Need to force myself off my neck like a PCD depressant addict on the verge of OD. Wait, my fingers feel wet. I didn't scratch hard enough to break the skin, so I can't be bleeding. Something pulpy is sliding between them. Great, my cell is still charged and on. Okay, it's on silent. Get the LCD light to see. Now, let's see what's on my band. Now, let's see what's on my hand. A roach. Seeing parts of it mangled and strewn across my fingers doesn't bother me much. In fact, it doesn't faze me at all. I simply wipe it off across a patch of rug away from my face. What gets me though, was that all this time I thought my skin was itchy. There were bugs crawling all over me. The cell's flashlight has not just has not just one or two, but a bunch of these motherfuckers scampering about as the light hits them. And that wouldn't be a such and that wouldn't be such a big deal if I weren't completely naked. Earlier, when the front door magna lock clicked open, the words, "Hurry, that's my boyfriend coming home from the correctional facility," escaped frantically from her mouth and slammed around my damn head, which only left me seconds to grab my clothes and slip under her bed, despite the sudden head rush that struck me like a punch to the nose. He practically galloped down the hallway, beating into the old wooden floor with. Ugh. I'll be right back. Gotta tell my mom good night and how much I love her. Give me a minute. That's right. That's always good to do, son. He practically galloped down the hallway, beating into the old wooden floor with horse hooves. Phew! I just made it under the bed in time to see his big ass feet and the tattered bottoms of his blue work pants head over to the bed. And that was hours ago. I can't believe I was right all this time. I got something for your lying ass, he muttered. His soft voice doesn't hide the intensity of his words. I can't believe I was right all this time. I got something for your lying ass, he muttered. His voice doesn't hide the intensity of his words. It's unreal. I knew someone was here, or still is here. I can hear the anger boil underneath his. I can hear the anger boil underneath his breath. No one's here, Wayne. You know. The smack that struck her jolted me. I didn't have to see it to know how hard he brought his hand down on her face. I heard it. I wish these chills would stop running up and down my back so I could think. He did that to her. What the fuck? He did that to her. He did that to her. What? What this guy gonna do if he finds out there is someone under his bed? I can't stop the scenarios flashing before my eyes. No man wants to find another man in their bedroom, especially one that's naked. Shit! What the fuck am I gonna do? He hit her again, harder. Tony! The legs of the bed won't stop hopping up and down from off the floor. She must be struggling against him. No! No! I don't know what you're talking about! Her voice was strained, weakly choking out the words. Please! Stop hitting me! You're home now! You're home! You're home! She begged. It's all fucked up. Her tone, although stressed, carries no strong distress. This has happened before. This was probably why she would start phone arguments with me so I wouldn't be able to see her so she could heal from this asshole beating on her. He more than likely beats her until he feels some sort of control. Control that he does not have in his own life or over himself. Oh Oh, shit. Salute to the chat. Lodi, keep pushing. I see you, Chip Low South. Chip Low South. That's a channel y'all need to check out, as well as Super Trife Low Life. Salute, Chip Low. Chip Low South. Pat Master salutes. Spurt Low saluting as well. Salute, Chip. Says Lady Jane Gould. Salute, Chip. He's in the house representing the 2 L's. Love and loyalty. You know what I mean? Yeah. Please check out those Low Life channels I just mentioned. That's Chip Low South, aka Ralphie's Kids Entertainment, as well as Super Trife Low Life. Let me see here. Where am I? There are times that me being able to quickly access these things just sucks. I see. I see. He doesn't sound human anymore. No real man will stay quiet when a woman was getting beat. Those words were without emotion, followed by blows. His words were fucked up contradiction, and he knew it. A part of me, long dead, is coming back to life. A familiar buried urge running around in my chest now. A familiar buried urge running around in my chest now into my hands. Rage. What the? The weight of the bed is shifting above me. Tony's body flies across the room, slamming roughly into the dresser, slumping up against it. Her entire naked body trembles down to her feet, then slowly goes limp. I can barely move. My muscles ache from dragging myself closer to the foot of the bed. I can't stand the sight of her chin falling to her chest. What I see of her face is almost unrecognizable. Gonna put my pants on, whether he hears me or not. Oh shit, he's running over to her. No! His howling bellowed into my ears. I didn't mean it! I didn't mean it, Tony! The bastard had the motherfucking nerve to hold her smashed and bleeding face into his hands, looking into her eyes. Collapsing by her side, drool shakes wildly from his quivering bottom lip. The motherfucker just sits there blubbering on and on while hitting the floor with his fists, gradually falling on his side. I'm starting to feel like I could get at this dude, run up and bash his head against something while he lies crumpled over there. The only thing keeping him from seeing me is his grief and this beat up bed skirt. And my pussiness. He gets up, too abrupt for his body to handle, and almost crashes into the dresser himself before scrambling about the room, knocking shit over in the process. Why did he stop moving? Why did he stop moving? Why is he staring at the ceiling like something is there? He's going crazy, swatting at the air and trying to grab onto something in front of him that's not there. Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! I never heard a man scream out like that before. It serves him right to go crazy. Well, he's not that far gone. He still has some sense, seeing as he stopped with the outbursts and got his clothes on. He He keeps pausing, then goes back to stuffing random things into his duffel bag. Now he's using the cloth he grabbed from out one of the drawers. Excuse me. Now he's using the cloth he grabbed from out Now he's using the cloth he grabbed from out one of the drawers to wipe down the handle. His focus is all over the place, wiping off random areas in the room. Why did he stop to look at Tony? The sick bastard crouches down next to her and starts to gently wipe the blood off her face, causing it to only bleed more. Now what you gonna do with the cloth, smart ass? It's like he heard me, the way he just stumbles into the bathroom and begins flushing again and again. Fuck it! It finally went down! I can hear his voice echoing out with the last flush. Now he's back in here again. The asshole keeps looking around the room like he didn't make a thorough check of everything before. As he speeds out the room, caught a look at his face. The front door slammed and the magna lock clicks. It's safe to come out. He's not coming back. Fuck! Fuck! Everything in my head and chest suddenly gets really heavy and shit, fighting against me moving. It's becoming more than a struggle to drag myself out from my hiding place. It's becoming more of a struggle to drag myself out from my hiding place. Each time I pull myself forward, my arms ache, then go dead. Wait, let me read that again, sorry. It's becoming more than a struggle to drag myself out from my hiding place. Each time I pull myself forward, my arms ache, then go dead. I really want the things in the rug brought in from the street to stop scraping against my body. Okay, out from underneath the bed. Now what? I can barely feel my legs, so I crawl over to Tony. I can't stop breathing hard. My freaking chest is closing up, wanting to explode. Logic and friends, salute. The Ranters Union is in the building. Hold on a second, folks. We in this thing. You pardon me, because my voice has been taking quite the beating. Logic, my bro, the Ranters Union is in the building. Okay, I knew that was coming. Trains are so disrespectful, wow. Logic in here, much love and much respect. Pat Master, my guy, salute, salute, salute. See, I'm loving this camaraderie right now. Let's go, okay. I can barely feel my legs, so I crawl over to Tony. I can't stop breathing hard. My freaking chest is closing up, wanting to explode. Straining to inhale keeps giving me a full whiff of her scent still on me. Mouth going dry, throat doing the same. But I still haul myself over to her, pulling along the dead weight in my limbs. Cold air keeps driving itself against my naked body, almost as if it senses I'm the only source of heat in the room. The chill that had just about frozen my spine seems to be reaching out from my back for the building drafts around me. And the sun is being real shitty right now, with its light shining through the window and blanketing her face and blanketing her face. It's more than unrecognizable. It's broken. The life that filled it earlier when we made love is gone, wiped away, and her exposed body doesn't move an inch, nor does her chest rise and fall. She's dead. No, wait. There's something coming from her. There's warmth coming from her. Softly leaves her lips. Tony! Tony! She must still be alive. She must be still alive. Please, please don't let this actually be her last breath. But it is only cold, deep cold between us now. I want to reach out and touch her, let her know someone cared. But I gotta fight the feeling before my hand touches her face. This place became a murder scene real quick, and I need to get the fuck up out of here. Come on, bruh. Force control back from the stiffness in your legs, even with all this grogginess rolling around in your head. My fucking instincts keep me scanning around the room. Keep me scanning around the room. It only makes me feel worse with what is seen and seen into. All the girly things, pink fluffy pillows and stuffed dolls stand out, reminding me of her warm spirit. I can't help melting into the eyes of Mr. Daniels, that large stuffed animal I won for her at a company fair, sitting up in the corner there, worn and dirty. This is too freaking surreal. I can't tell if it's my emotions or if actual things around the room are touching me. The stank of sex getting all up into my nose, and the feeling of heaven is still heavy in the air, running right along with that stale and grim cold draft. Damn train. Come on, hurry up. Shit. Running right along with that stale and grim cold draft. I can't think straight. Heart's pounding like it wants to burst through my motherfucking chest. I keep tripping over her legs, trying to get the rest of my clothes on. Her cold skin slipping against mine. Shit! My prints, my signature are all over her. The wooziness taking my head for a spin, and the idea of jail doesn't sit well with me. It's too difficult to keep standing. I can't stand anymore, so why try to? Damn, my knees bang against the floor harder than I thought they would. But forget about that now. I gotta get something to wipe my signatures off Tony. The pant leg of my jeans that should be enough to rub them out of her leg. That's where my foot made contact, right? What am I doing? The denim is hitting. The denim is heating up, starting to burn into her skin, and made me hunching over this. The denim is heating up, starting to burn into her skin, and me hunching over this way keeps pulling at my lower back. Your cortisol and your cortisol and the Your cortisol and adrenaline levels are rising. Do you need assistance? Shit. I need to watch it. That newly required emo sensor app from iPlant, forced upon me at work, may alert some type of authorities. Damn it. Yo, noise everywhere in this hood. That's hell barrio for y'all. That newly required emo sensor app from iPlant, forced upon me at work, may alert some type of authorities to arrive here. I don't need that. It's getting brighter in here with more light breaking through the window. Getting late. I got to stop rubbing against her leg like I'm trying to get a stain out of my clothes. Shock is interfering with my cognition. It still has me treating her body as if it were stained cloth, not another human being. Okay, stopping. Not doing it anymore. My fingers are cramping up. I need to get the fuck out of here now. Rug burn. Was diving back underneath the bed for my boots, coat, and shirt a good idea? 'Cause you scared, bitch. All mixed up in my head, and with the pain growing, swirling in my chest, it's making it too hard to find a way to calm down. Every breath is a fight against the empty feeling building in my heart. I barely got enough strength to get my arms down the sleeves of my coat. Stop sweeping the room with your eyes. You got everything. Head for the open window. Still shaking. Come on, just breathe and relax. Get the sleeves off the coat over your hands and grab for the bottom of the window. Damn, it's all out the grooves. I guess this is how thieves do it. Keeping your cool under the pressure of being seen by nosy ass neighbors. Can't stop my head from swinging back to look at Tony. This was my fault. Damn. The winter wind blowing in and smothering my face instantly wakes me up from the daze I'm falling back into. Damn train. That's some annoying ass shit, I promise you. Should sound like a fucking jet, a plane. Hurry up. How long is that goddamn train? Wow. Now you see. Damn. This winter wind blowing in and smothering my face instantly wakes me up from the days I'm falling back into. Now down this raggedy looking damn subway going through. See, you heard that shit, okay? Now down this raggedy looking ass fire escape. Why every fire escape rung hit by my feet feels like it's about to drop off. And all the clanging got me hot in my face. Dashing past these apartment windows, anyone can see me. Luckily, this rusted piece of shit is in the back of the building, and she was only on the third floor. Was. Finally, in the alley, now to get onto the street. Don't run. Blend evenly with the pace of the crowd. Act normal and keep a cool head. Them emo sensors on each street post detect changes in neural and hormonal activity. Police were soon to follow when